it's not a bomb, it is a garage door extension spring. This one actually failed on me yesterday. You can see I'm still alive. My family's still here. My house didn't explode or anything like that. It failed for a couple of reasons. One, it's old and brittle. Two, it is the wrong size for my garage door. I'm not sure who placed this here before I bought the house, but they definitely did not do any research. Replacing these isn't that hard. It's definitely doable as long as you follow some basic safety steps and ensure that you relieve all the tension off of this spring before you start playing around with it and taking it off. You can save a couple $100 and you can do it yourself. This video is for extension springs, not torsion springs. All right, step one, I'm going to be doing a manual door today. However, if you have an automatic garage door opener like the one I did yesterday, you're going to walk over to your emergency latch here and you're going to disengage the automatic motor from your door. That is to make sure that someone doesn't accidentally raise it whenever you are working on it. To be extra safe, I recommend unplugging the motor from the outlet. First, secure the door in an upright position using a vice grip or C-clamp. For good measure, secure the other side too, using a C-clamp or vice grip. You can see there's no pressure on this spring anymore. It's completely collapsed here. I can actually move it with my hand. Now I need to unhook it from this hook, then also undo this pulley as well so that I can remove the spring and replace it with a replacement spring. All right, now we can undo the pulley. It's just 2 9/16 wrenches for this pulley. Now the spring is free. Now we're going to do the other side. This side's a little bit tight for me, so bear with me. I'm going to unhook it as well. See, there's no tension. I'll lower it and remove the pulley just like the other side. So now you're going to weigh your door to determine what size of springs you need. You're going to undo the C-clamps and slowly lower your door onto a bathroom scale. So be careful when you're doing the last C-clamp, as the door will free roll after you undo it. This is a time where if you have an extra person, I would recommend using them, or just make sure that you have enough strength to hold this door. Now I'm going to slowly lower the door onto my scale. As you can see, it's about 110 pounds. So now that I weighed my door, I know exactly what spring I need. Using this chart, which you can find online, I know that I need a white tipped spring here for about 110 pounds. I picked this spring up at Home Depot for about $20 to $25. As you can see, it's clear as day, white tip here. It also comes with a safety cable as well that's on the inside of this. You see the springs are nice and new, nice and shiny, no rust or anything like that. Now let's compare it to our old spring. You can feel it just by touching it that it has some wear and tear on it. It has some rust right there. It looks like a failure point about ready to happen. Then also, if you take a look here, I don't know if you can see that color, but it is light blue. Which, back to the chart, we can tell that light blue is for 90 pounds. So that door is 110 pounds. It had 90-pound springs on it. That's why it was so hard to open and why it came crashing down every time I opened it. So let's get this new spring installed. I'm going to install the safety cable for the new spring. I'm going to loop it on the eyelet here and lace it through the new spring. I'm just going to hang this on there for now so that I can secure the other end of this cable down here on the rail. Let's see here. I'm going to feed it right through there. Anywhere will do. And secure the other end of the cable. But you can do this in a number of ways. The main thing is there's just some cable to hold it in case the spring snaps. Now we're going to reinstall the pulley system. You might have to retrace the cable through the pulley down to the bottom of the garage door. Right now the cable is off of this top pulley here. I'm just going to simply relace it through the top and then pull my cable tight. Now I can reattach the pulley system. I found it easier to unclip this side of the spring and do the pulley side first. Also, this is also a good time to check your pulleys to see if they need to be replaced themselves. This one looks like not bad shape, so I'm going to keep this one. Now I'm going to put the ring around there and reattach the spring to the pulley. Also, remember and make sure that your cables are not tangled whenever you reapply the pulley system. All right, I'm gonna put the bolt through and reattach the nut. All right, now all I need to do is reattach the spring over here. And there you have it. As you can see, the safety cable is attached, and it's going to hold this spring in place in case there is some type of catastrophic failure. Now you can see that the safety cable is a little loose. I'm going to pull on this and make it a little tighter up there. Now for the other side. Same thing. I'm going to hook up the safety cable first and temporarily hook up the spring. Cable stopper through there. All right, leave that here temporarily. Now I got to make sure that the cable is traced properly over the top pulley. So it should go straight from the bottom of the door up and over the pulley. It really is a simple system. Now we're going to go ahead and unhook this again. Unhook the spring so I can hook up the pulley. Make sure that our cables are not tangled. Alright, now our pulley is back in place. Now we can put the spring back on the hook. Here we go. As you see, when I went to test the door, I was not happy with how fast it went down. This was an indication that I need to adjust the cable length on my tension pulleys. So I did have to end up adjusting the amount of slack on the cables leading to the pulleys. So all I did is I moved the bottom half of the cable where it connects to this S right here. I moved it up a couple of holes. So it was on this hole. I moved it up to here. Make sure you do that when the garage door is fully up and you have it clamped. Whenever you do that so that your springs are completely compressed and you can mess with the cables to apply more tension on them. So now with the new springs and the tension proper, now I can see that the door comes down very slow, controlled. The weight is proper. And it's also much easier to raise as well. Now I can do that about half mast. Perfect. And there you have it. I still have all my fingers, all of my limbs. As long as you follow some basic safety rules and understand physics, Don't mess with a spring when it's fully extended and loaded with energy. You'll be just fine. I think this is a job that most people who have somewhat of a handy inclination can do with no problem. Save you some money and save you some time. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.